So hello everyone, welcome to the new day, new vlog. I hope you have watched previous videos and enjoyed it. If not, then you can go and watch those videos. If I talk about today's day, today's video, by the title, you must have gotten an idea. But if I tell you, then today was, you can say, our last presentations regarding our one of the subject that I took during this semester. First of all, for some people who do not know, I came to Barcelona, to Spain for my Erasmus exchange program from my university in Germany in Kaiserslautern, which is RPTU Kaiserslautern, and here at UAB Barcelona, I'm in School of Engineering. On that side, we have our School of Engineering building. I've also made a video regarding the tour of this university. You can watch that video as well. And today, for one of the subjects that I took, you can say, in a way, there was the last presentation for it. Although I've talked about which subjects I took in this semester, and today the presentation was regarding the subject engineering, technology, innovation and research. This is a subject that, one of the subject 6 credits I took in this semester, and today we had to give the presentation, you can say, regarding the business canvas and the value proposition canvas. You can say, in a way, we had to actually present an idea throughout, you can say, this semester regarding a startup idea. You can say, like, which topic we would be working, for example, CO2 emission tracking system or discount system. People had different topics, and today you can say we had 2 presentations in one, and how it is conducted, what was the criteria, and what feedback we received, what are the information points. All these things I'll try to cover in this video. So if I start, first of all, as I told you about the subject, we had this startup idea. We had to go one by one, although it's on your own choice if you want to go there first and do the presentation. There are different teams. Our team name is Oscar, and you can say like, we are 4 members in our team. Suppose 3 of them came today, and they have to give this presentation. First of all, like, the rubrics were shared via Virtual Campus, which is one of the portal, you can say, where we can see what points we have to include in our presentation and how we have to conduct it. The template was also shared by the professor, and the thing was, we had to prepare these canvas. Suppose the business canvas, value proposition canvas. And one of the points that we received in the last class was that we have to, although made separate PPTs for these 2 canvas, but we have been told that, okay, you can make one PPT, and one slide you can include for value proposition canvas, and you can explain in one slide. So it depended on us, you can say, in a way, that either we can present 2 different slides, or we can present one slide. One slide, I mean, like, one presentation or 2 different presentations. We chose that we'll include both presentation in a single presentation, and that's how we are going to present today. Although when this thing started, the professor, you can say, asked the teams how you want to do it, because some teams who were there, they gave one by one, like, different presentation for business, different presentation for value canvas. And you go there first of all, then, as I said, you have to give a presentation. Talking about the time limit, there is not much time limit, but you have to explain the points which are there, like in the slide which professor teaches us. And there are certain points are shared, or in the template of value canvas or business canvas, there are certain points, and we have been asked that you have to cover these points. You have to explain to the team members about these points. Although when we do all these presentations, sometimes we have these weekly presentations, so people are aware about the topic, but still you have to explain in a brief overview what startup idea you have. And it was like you have to present to a Shark Tank audience, since this was the last presentations. So it was like we have prepared our startup idea, and now we are defending it, or we are presenting it at the same time. So that was how it was. Although in a separate video, I'll try to, when I'll cover this subject, I'll try to talk about how was this subject conducted, what was the rubric, for example, how was the evaluation, in a way, like what percentage was presentation, what percentage was final written test, because we also have a written exam, you can say, MCQ, next week, in a way, for this subject. But also we have these kind of weekly presentations sometimes. So the thing is, today was that day. We gave, as I said, when our team number come, it was 2nd number, we presented these 2 presentations in one. And once we were done, suppose we divided the slides, like, okay, I'll speak about this, some person will explain about the canvas, some people will cover certain points. Once we covered that, after that, you can say, there is a certain time where the other classmates can ask you the questions. Also, after that, professor asks you the question. So once we were done, no one, I think, asked us any question, but the professor did. And he has a paper, you can say, where he note down, he is marking at the same time, because in our grading or qualifications, we have been marked. There are certain criteria, for example, how was the flow, how was the structure, certain criteria. I'll talk about it in some other video. But he marks parallelly, and after that he note down some points and some questions he asked us. Suppose value proposition I explained, so he asked related to me. If my other teammates explained something else, so anyone can answer, but accordingly he asked the questions, and anyone you can say can answer or can be responsible for that question. It's like on a team basis you get the marks, although we have been told that we have to grade our team members as well. That's also quite a different thing, although as I said, again, all these things when I'll cover about this entire subject, then I'll try to cover these points. But the thing is, we presented in one presentation, the two presentations, this is quite interesting. We answered the questions and then people clapped, and then it was done. For other teammates, if I talk about, they presented first one presentation, then they gave the other, so then questions were asked, then they gave the second presentation, then the questions were asked. So it depends on you. Professor is quite flexible. Also, I would say regarding the experience, it's interesting because you get the insights, how you can work on it, what you can improve. Although this was the last presentation that was done in UAB Barcelona regarding this engineering subject, as I mentioned the name, although which subjects I'm taking, I've made a separate video regarding that. You can watch that video as well. I'll try to put that video's link in the description. But this was an interesting experience, and part by part, you can ask questions to other team members. You can point out what is missing, or professor also points out what you can add. He gave us the review, so you get the chance to learn. So you are evaluated and you are given the review at the same time. As I said, there is no time limit. If you can explain in 10 minutes or if you can take 20-25 minutes, because I think someone's presentation was quite long compared to us, if I tell you. So it really depends, and then once you're done, then the questions are being asked. So it was a superb experience. You can say finally now we don't have to give any more presentations for this subject. We presented our startup idea, we defended that today in front of Shark Tank audience. That was mentioned in you can say the guidelines. So that was regarding my experience regarding the last presentations of these subjects here at UAB Barcelona. And I hope through this video you also got the idea regarding my experience, some of the information points as well. So I think by thanking each and every person, specifically our professor as well, for giving us the feedback as well, I'll end this vlog now. Rest like, comment, share, subscribe. It doesn't take much time. Bye bye, ciao ciao, namaste, chalo, adios, see you in new day, new vlog. Also, you can go to different playlists and watch videos according to your interest. Now you can also go to new launch playlist regarding Barcelona, regarding Spain, to watch videos accordingly. Whenever you get time, there are different playlists regarding different cities, different countries. You can watch videos in that. And the thing is, if you have any questions regarding the university aspect, you can write in the comment section. Tell me what you want to know. Suppose, as I said, right now I'm covering the evaluation part. I have also talked about one of the videos where I talked about my first presentation experience, but in detailed manner I'll try to cover about these subjects, and as I said, the evaluation criteria as well. Once I get the result and there is a final exam next week, I'll try to cover that as well. So stay tuned. More things are yet to come. Each day is special in its own way. Bye bye.